You're watching Autour du Monde and we visit Egypt. Welcome on Autour du Monde. If you like our content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to like our videos. In this new episode of Autour du Monde in Egypt, we come back to Cairo and we'll visit the famous pyramids of Giza. We will also bring you along the Nile for a walk and discover the neighborhood of Zamalek. After a few days in Alexandria, we leave today for Cairo. This time, we choose to go by train. We went to the Alexandria station, a magnificent building built in 1876. By train, the trip between Alexandria and Cairo is about 3 hours, but it is for sure the most comfortable way to travel between the two cities. And you will be lucky, because the train crosses the entire Nile Delta, which has been an area of intensive agriculture for over 5,000 years. This is also the area where a large part of the Egyptian papyrus comes from. You will undoubtedly be impressed to see this green Egypt, which contrasts with the desert expanse of the south of the country. A little advice: don't hesitate to buy a first-class ticket, but do it quickly because the tickets are sold fast. When we arrived in Cairo, despite the heavy traffic, we still decided to take a cab, which is the fastest and most affordable way to get in Cairo. The trip from the Ramses station to our hotel, the Ramses Hilton, takes about 15 minutes. This superb hotel has the advantage of overlooking on the Nile and being located in the heart of the downtown. The next morning, we choose to go to the pyramids by subway. The metro network of the Egyptian capital is very efficient, and to get there, you have to take the train to El Munib station and get off at Giza station. From there, you can take a bus or a collective cab to the pyramids. There are several ways to visit the pyramids. Most tourists take organized tour and are driven directly to the pyramids. Knowing a little bit about the place, we rather choose to discover the Giza plateau on horseback. The adventure can also be done by camel, but the journey is a little less pleasant. If we choose specially this way to visit the pyramids, it is also because it is from there that we can have the best view on these impressive constructions of the ancient world. Tourists are also much less numerous to try the adventure than by the asphalt road of the usual circuit. Welcome to the Giza Plateau, home to 3 of the best preserved pyramids. It is believed that about 139 pyramids were built in Egypt. The smallest of the 3, The Pyramid of Niserinus, 63 meter high, is the only one that still has part of its outer covering. The pyramids of his father, Khafren, is much higher, reaching nearly 144 meters. You can see here what these pyramids looked like in ancient times. The most important pyramid was built by Khafren's father, Cheops. In ancient times, this monument was almost 147 meters high. Its set also preserves 3 small pyramids of the queens, and a solar boat was discovered there. Unfortunately, we could not film inside all these buildings. On the way back, we had the chance to see the tombs of some notables and workers along the site. We then continue our road toward the Sphinx. Very touristy place. We find there sellers of souvenirs of all kinds. Small warning, the products are not always of a very high quality and often made in China. An exceptional attraction, the Sphinx attracts tourists from all over the world. You will not be the only one to want a picture with this legendary being. You'll even have to elbow your way to get the perfect picture, since there's always someone in front of your lens. To reach the Sphinx, tourists must first pass through the temple of god Ra, the famous Egyptian sun god. It is said to be the twin of the temple located at the bottom of the funerary complex of Khafren. A long corridor leads us to the Sphinx, which was hardly visible before Auguste Mariette overtook to clear it in 1853. The Sphinx is 73.5 meters long, is 14 meters wide, and has a height of 20 meters. Its ears and its nose are nearly 2 meters high. Notice also, in the background, this extraordinary view on the pyramids. After this exhausting half-day under the hot desert sun, we go back to our hotel by cab. It's a little more expensive, but much shorter. Walking like an Egyptian, says the song. But what it doesn't say is that you have to be careful, since the city has almost no traffic lights. That said, like every time we've been in Cairo, we took advantage of the end of the day to stroll along the Nile that crosses the city. In the evening, the banks of the Nile are crowded as Cairotes enjoy laughing there. It is also a heaven for lovers who can meet there after dark. We extended our walk to Zamalek to taste the pizza at Maison Thomas, a real institution in Cairo. We strongly recommend you to eat there. As for Zamalek, it is a middle-class district of the Egyptian capital. It's also the meeting point for many trendy young people who sit in the many restaurants and cafes of the neighborhood. Here ends, for the moment, our adventure in Egypt. But before leaving the country, at nightfall, we did as Egyptians do and enjoyed a shisha, a nargile, before returning to our hotel room. As for Cairo, remember, the city never sleeps. Thanks for watching that new episode of Autour du Monde in Egypt. In the next few weeks, brand new episode. Stay connected.